Alright, welcome to the deck quest. Here is the very first game I'm playing with Aeralinde of Mergopolis, my proc deck that has a brig combo, and going up against a classic coda, it looks like, to a degree. Dis and Shadows with Battle Fleet and Total Recall. Ooh, that could be saucy. Let's see how this plays out. This is my first test, my first journey with this deck. So I'm starting off with four cards from the same house is never a bad thing. I feel like I want to keep this for the cycle, but I am going first. So, yeah, how do I want to play this? I think I'm going to keep this one. Let's give it a shot. 4 cards is a cycle, so. I think I may start off with Tintatalin or drop the Chaos Portal. That's one thing. But I have to be careful with the Chaos Portal because of the key charge, so I do not want to call Untamed with that. So let's actually just get some Untamed action going here. I am going to drop the Tintatalin. I know that if you have 4 cards of one house, that's some good cycle, and I don't really want some stuff till later on, so this is perfect. Oh, look at that. How convenient. So let's just make Tintatalin bigger here. And some of the Noxes bigger too. Let's get that board going. That's going to really cause things to be saucy in the long run. I kind of want to go faster. I don't feel like taking 9 damage, so let's just reap here. End turn, make it bigger, can't be dealt with. Okay, now we're going to hopefully start seeing some cycling into some of the stuff that I do want. My opponent's going Shadows here. Bait and switch for the 1 Ember. Shadow Self, ooh, that's kind of gross. That's really gross, actually. Yeah, that's kind of disgusting. I think I just want to go on Tame and just reap out. Let's just see, because this is going to get out of hand if I don't. Although I could potentially take out Shadow Self right now, but then that protects Depino. So maybe... Yeah, this is going to be a tricky one. So let's just get things going here. Hazardous 3, so let's throw this onto Grovekeeper. Reap with Grovekeeper. So, yeah, I think I'm just going to go faster. As much as that stuff's annoying, I think I have the advantage here. And there's the proc. I forgot to check if they have ways of dealing with proc. So, they have no ways of dealing with proc. That's perfect. Mac the Knife is a problem. But they're not in check, so I don't want to put proc out yet because they're not in check, and it gives them an out. So I am going to now take this route of going with Untamed. Let's take out... Actually, you know what? I'm just going to keep reaping because their bait and switch is gone. Oh my god, yeah, I'm just going to keep reaping. Why not? The board's there, I don't see them punishing me for reaping. Hypnotic Command, actually. But, yeah, let's just make them have to deal with this. And then I can just drop the proc when I'm ready. Fortunately, I do not have a way of... Well, I have a bod as well, so there's a nice little combo here with this Sanctum lineup. This deck's coming out kind of weird right now. But I like it. I probably should be cycling more, but I want to cycle to get proc, and I have that, so I'm kind of just in this position of let's see how they respond. Because they're going to have to use Yeah, this is interesting. So Tapino Spymaster and Mac the Knife are both basically shadows, allowing to be used during any house. So we're going Dis here. Yeah, I have a sneaky suspicion that a board wipe's coming. Yeah, there it is. Ooh, with the double charrette. I like it. So, let's go with the Sanctum side of things now. I mean, they can just call this again, but that's okay. So I do have the Binite Rupture, Cutthroat Research, Helperbot things going on here. Alright. So they have 8, which is perfect because I can use my Cutthroat Research here. Purge a creature power 5 or higher. So yeah, this seems pretty good. I'm going to save the Binite Rupture because I haven't got the Graft yet. Let's steal 2. They're not in check right now, their keys cost 8. Play Chaos Portal. Play Helperbot. And yeah, I think I want to get rid of the Stealer of Souls. So let's get rid of that. We're going to hold the Binate Rupture for now. So what do I want to bring back with Glimmer? I mean, Cutthroat Research seems like another good call. Interesting. Just total recalled. Heavy. Yeah, let's just keep pushing. So we're going to go Untamed. I think I'm actually going to pull back my Helperbot of all things. Because they're forging for 8 right now, so I'm going to be quite far ahead. I like the Helperbot for the key charge when I get the break potential. So we're going to grab that back. We're going to throw down a Nox and a Flaxia to go way ahead. Now we got a sweet set of circumstances here. If this stays the same, I can actually Binite Rupture. Actually, I can just do it anyways. Ooh, I'm definitely going to Binite Rupture now. Ah, Sanctum. That's problematic. No Binite Rupture for me. I'll put Chell over here. Should I protect it? No, I want to have Chell over here as a protection for something else later, so yeah, that's all we're going to do now. That was unfortunate. I can take care of those next turn. Sort of, not really. Yeah, they're 1 short from being in check, which is great. So we're going to go Logos, Lab Work, put that away. It's not going to do what I want it to do. So, what do I have a lot of left? I should have a lot of Sanctum left. So let's use this. What can burn me in Sanctum? Nothing. So, let's go with Sanctum for this. So it reveals a poke. Cool. Let's guard Pip Pip. Let's play Helper Bot. Yeah, unfortunately, burning some creatures here. But might as well cycle. And there's the interdimensional graph break. Wow, I got all the combos I want except for the Helper Bot. But I will be brigging this turn. I think I can actually close out the game with a brig next turn. I'm looking at it. I wonder who they're debating to get rid of here. Yeah, Pip makes sense. They left me 2. This is great. They can keep gaining Ember. I'm loving it. So we're going to go to Logos. Grab my archives. Dominate Rupture. I think this is the game. Interdimensional Graft. Poke. Oh, I could have done that differently. That's okay. Going to Reap. Play the Sandals. Nine logos in a row. Whatever, bro. I don't know what he's talking about, you guys. This dude's hella salty. Yeah, I just win this game with the KeyCharge Chota. This dude's super salty. This guy is really salty. Just recording this to send to some people. He's gonna be really pissed when I KeyCharge next turn. Alright, so that wraps up my first quest with Aeralinde of Mergopolis. And that was an exciting game to say the least. My opponent was not very happy with the fact that I happened to RNG into a bunch of logos. He did not realize that I guess I archived a key part of the brig, and when the time came with interdimensional graft, I was just able to combo off very nicely. They had a ton of ember. I think I took them to like 22 ember, and I put myself up until that point as well. And then when I'm holding a Chota and a key charge, that's just the way it is. So looking back on that, what I kind of wanted to talk about was the fact that in the end, the deck did exactly what I wanted it to do. One thing I'm wondering if I made a mistake was at the beginning, just going off with Untamed like non-stop back-to-back. Wondering if maybe I should have kind of pivoted a little bit more towards cycling, especially since I didn't have the proc right away, but then I did get it, so I knew that was the key piece I didn't have to look for anymore. The deck literally did everything it was supposed to flawlessly in this game. And unfortunately, my opponent was on the end of it. I mean, I thought he played very well based on what the situation was, but burning that bait and switch early and not having any other ways to like really take my ember at that point, like I mean, his hypnotic command was an option, but aside from that, I thought that they played very well, and his decisions, especially early on, put me in a pickle where I had to sacrifice the board to just go for ember, and I think that's kind of the case with that deck, is there isn't a ton of ember control at times, so it's just a matter of just going as fast as you can and just hitting what you can. So I did that, and it worked well for me. I mean, even if I didn't get to forge my second key there, I had basically both the key charge and Chota in hand, so I was 2 keys ready to go with 22 ember. So that Binite Rupture interdimensional graph was like perfect. Like that's just a showcase of how the proc increasing the key cost, having someone like a Cutthroat Research to then take them off because their costs go up to 8. You bring them down, so they're not in check with that card, which is actually super value with this deck, and then you proceed to do a Binite Rupture interdimensional graph sort of situation is kind of disgusting. So it worked really well, and it was cool seeing how the Untamed creatures really went on board and created that threat constantly. Like the Noxes, having so many of them, was actually really powerful because those are big bodies that can't be dealt with very easily, and it also creates your opponent like if I was playing against a Worlds Collide deck, I can see those being really helpful for some board clear. So I'm just kind of going to keep going with this. I feel like this first game was a bit of a luck sack for me in a way. That draw was ridiculous. So the deck did exactly as I wanted to, and it did it perfectly. And unfortunately, my opponent was not very happy with the fact that the RNG came out that way. So that's going to end it for this first quest out with Aeralinde of Mergopolis. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I'm going to keep doing it this style, talking about the deck afterwards, and hopefully you enjoy this. So please do like and subscribe, and if you didn't check out my first analysis of the deck, you can find that right there. And as always, may your ember never be stolen and your keys forged promptly. Have a good one.